Welcome to another Excel video. This video is going to apply some formulas to the data that we have imported. Now I'm going to go to the import data because we want to bring the data into here because at the minute it's blank. So I'm going to go to import data. I'm going to select my data and then I'm going to right click and I'm going to go to copy. And then I'm going to go to sales, and then I'm going to click the first cell where I'd like it, and then we're going to go right click, and then we're going to paste. There is my data. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to work out the highest, lowest and average sales for each of these quarters. So we've got the totals, but now we're going to work out the highest value from each column and the lowest value from each column, and then work out the average of each column. So first of all, let's change some of these cells to reflect what we want. So the first of all, we're going to work out the highest, and then we're going to work out the lowest, and then we're going to work out the average, which is already there. Now capitals, always really important. I've missed a capital here. Rather than retyping, you can double click into the cell, and that will now let me change instead of retyping the whole word. Okay, so we have our three set up. What we need to do now is to use a formula to work out the highest for each column. So I'm going to go into the first one here. So once we've selected the column where we want to place the highest value, now the formula for this, as always, formulas and functions always start with the equals key. Without it they will not work, so please bear in mind that you need the equals key. Now the highest, strangely enough in Excel, is known as the max. So I'm going to type in the max, and we can see it does tell you what max is going to do. Returns the largest value in the set of values. So we're going to go ahead and double click max. Now it's asking for our numbers. It says which numbers do you want to find the highest ones. So we can go ahead and we can select by clicking the mouse button and dragging a selection box over all the values that we want it to work out the highest. So I'm going to drag a box. Once that's set up, we can now push the enter key, and indeed it returns the highest value, which is 500, which clearly you can see is the same here. Now we can continue adding equals and max to the next 4 cells, but there is an easier way to copy a formula and function. If we click on where our formula is added, there's a little green box in the bottom right hand corner. Now we can use this to replicate what is in this box, but Excel will cleverly change our formula so that it looks for cells in different columns or different rows. So if I drag this box out, so I click and hold, I'm dragging it out across all of these cells. Now if I let go, it automatically puts that formula into that cell. I haven't had to type anything. We can see up here that the letters and numbers are changed according to the column and according to the row. Easy peasy. Lowest value. Again, formulas and functions start with equals, that's correct, equals, and the max finds the highest, so hopefully if you've worked out the lowest is min. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to double click, and again we can select the numbers, and then we're going to push the enter key, and of course 100 is the minimum. Again, let's copy this formula. Let's not type it 4 times, let's copy it across. So my little green box, I can drag all the way across, let go, and all my minimum, my lowest values are found really easily. How quick and easy. And the last one, average. Again, formulas and functions start with, that's correct, it's equals. And this one is a little bit more evident because it is known as the average. So go ahead and type average. And I'm going to double click. And again, it wants to know the numbers. So I'm going to select my numbers. And then I can push the enter key. And it has now found the average of the values that I wanted. Excellent. So again, we can copy this formula across. There's no point typing it 4 more times. Let's go ahead and we will copy this formula across all of these cells. And there we have it. It's worked out all the averages as well. Now for me, this looks a bit too cluttered. So the easiest thing to do here would be to insert another row in between these two here. That way, we're going to be able to see and split these values up. So again, to add and insert a row, we're going to click on the row that we want to insert it into. So I selected my whole row by pushing the 8 key. I'm going to go up to home, and then we're going to go to insert, and we want to insert not a cell but a row. And there we go. And now we've got a clear distinction between our values here and the original imported data. Thank you for watching.